Good evening, everyone. I'm Kylan. I'm here live with you with Cooper Life Fitness. I'm so grateful that you've invited me into your space, into your evening, and that we can practice some yoga together. It's nearing the end of December, and I want to wish you season's greetings, happy holidays, and I really just want to send an extra special acknowledgement to each one of you who are choosing to spend this evening on your yoga mat, moving into your body. You know, with all that we've been through this year, the fact that you are still staying committed to your physical practice, to maintaining your mental health, and to allowing emotional release to take place at times on your mat is absolutely incredible. So this evening we will stretch, flow, move a little bit more gently and a little slower together. As the colder weather comes in, sometimes it can be helpful for our muscles to receive some stretching and some lengthening. So when we do find ourselves in that chilly space and we tense up to brace ourselves against the cold, we don't hang on to any of that tension in our muscles. So let's go ahead and find ourselves all on our mats in a comfortable and seated position. And maybe you'll sit cross-legged. Maybe you'll decide you want to sit on your heels. I like sitting on my heels. Just finding yourself in a space where you can allow your spine to lengthen, and you're sitting comfortably enough that all the muscles in your body can soften. Soften into a space that allows you to properly breathe, receiving an expansion into the body as you inhale, and then allowing a contraction in the upper body as you exhale. So you're noticing your breath, maybe deciding to close your eyes. Start to ground yourself into the present moment. And if thinking about your breath or noticing your breath doesn't help you to really ground and focus into the present moment, maybe you'll start to just notice things that your senses, your sense of sound, what you can hear, your smell, your sense of touch. Maybe just identify with what your senses are picking up in this present moment. And as you focus on your breath, and as you allow the breath to deepen, maybe you'll feel a little bit of stretching into the upper body, maybe in the waist. And perhaps you'll also notice some of the tension, the tight muscles, maybe stress that's accumulated in the body throughout the day, throughout the week. See if you can imagine that your breath is a massage tool, and you're using your breath to inhale, massage into those muscles, maybe the shoulders, hiking up into the ears. The exhale is then releasing any of that tension in the physical body. So inhaling to invite the breath into that space of tension, letting the oxygen massage that area out. And then exhaling to release the tension in the body, creating space for more fresh breath in and for more good feelings in your body. So let's all take one more nice deep breath together and a full exhale. Good. Now from your seat, wherever you find yourself, let's start to sway side to side. Rock forward and back. Just allow some movement into the body. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and plant our hands on the mat. Walk our knees underneath our hips. And we'll start to stretch through our spine. On your next inhale from hands and knees, start to drape the belly down towards the mat. Draw the chest forward, lift the tailbone. Keep the neck long, not pinching into the back of the neck. And as you exhale, squeeze the belly button up towards the spine, tuck the tailbone down, and draw the chin towards the chest. Inhaling, we come forward. Exhaling, we round and curl. So we're doing our first two movements of the spine, arching to feel that stretch through the front of the body, and then exhaling to feel the stretch through the back of the body. So maybe you'll close your eyes and flow through those two. Maybe you'll decide to add some forward or backward movements or some side-to-side movements in these spinal stretches. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do this one more time together. Inhaling, arching the spine, front body stretch. Exhaling, spreading the shoulder blades apart, back body stretch. Good. Now return to crossing your ankles or sitting back on your heels. Coming back to our seat. We'll do the next two movements of the spine, these lateral movements. Allow your hands to rest comfortably by your side. Let's inhale our fingertips up to the sky. Good, and then exhale, bring your right hand down by your side, little to no weight in the fingertips, and then reach up with the left hand to feel this lateral movement as we're all moving to the right with our spine, allowing a stretch through the left side of our body. So you can stay here if this feels good, or we'll continue on. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Feel this balance, this neutrality of the spine, and then exhale, release the left hand down and reach the right arm up and over. So here now we're stretching through the right side of the body, and we're moving laterally over to our left. Good. Again, you can stay here longer if it feels good. Let's all reach up. And then exhale our elbows wide to release our shoulders. Open through the chest. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release the hands down. Let's do the next two movements of the spine. So we'll finish up our spinal movements. And to do that, let's all tuck our toes and send our hips to the sky for our downward facing dog. So flaring your fingertips apart, flaring your toes apart, reaching your heels back, pressing your hips up, breathing in, letting your head hang down. Good. On your inhale, reach your right heel up to the sky. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your left tricep. Inhale, right heel up to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. We'll do those both again. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Good. Let's inhale our right heel up to the sky. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Neutral posture. Other side. Inhale, left heel up to the sky. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, left heel up to the sky. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Last time, we'll inhale the left heel up to the sky. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Good. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, down dog. Look forward towards your hands. Lift your heels up high. Breathe in. Exhale, tiptoe, float, or step to the top of your mat. Fold forward. Let the crown of the head hang down. Finding your ragdoll pose. Maybe you'll sway side to side, grab opposite elbows, or even wrap your hands behind your knees. Let's take one more breath in together. And then we'll all release our fingertips down towards the floor. Keep the knees soft, sink the hips down, and then make your shoulders, your head, your neck very heavy. Start to stand up, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Keep the head, the neck, the shoulders, the fingertips really heavy. Once you lift all the way up, allow the shoulders to come up. Release the palms face forward. Find yourself standing. Good, let's inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky. Exhale the elbows wide, lift the chest. Good, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, soften your knees and dive all the way forward. Inhale, long spine, create that flat back. Stick your tailbone out behind you and send the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. And exhale the hands to heart center. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, elbows out wide. Good, inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, soft knees, dive all the way forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, create a half lift. So flatten your back, stick your chest out and squeeze your shoulders together. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach all the way up to your standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, your elbows come out wide. Inhale, lift and lengthen, grow tall. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale's your halfway lift, create your long spine, your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Now pressing your hands into your heart center, maybe close your eyes. Notice, hear your breath. So remember the grounding we did initially of making our breath a little bit more deep, a little more full, more complete. In the few minutes we've been together and been moving, notice if you've disconnected at all from your breath. Come back to that here. And then notice if you've gathered any tension in your body as we've been practicing together. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Release tension from the belly, from the chest, from the hips and glutes. Take one more breath in. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. Start to bend your knees. Sink your heels down towards your hips. Or hips down towards heels. Come up high on those tippy toes. Maybe draw your forehead towards your knees. Round your tailbone. And let the shoulder blades spread wide apart. Feel this whole rounding of the spine. So you can see mine. The tailbone curls in. The chin draws towards the chest. The shoulder blades spread apart. Take one more breath in as we're opening up the back vertebrae and just opening up that space. And then let's release our hips down towards the floor and send our legs out in front of us. Okay, so from here, just notice for yourself, how does it feel to sit on the floor? Are you finding that your hips are tilting back, your tailbone's trying to curl forward, and you're rounding into the shoulders and into the back? Oftentimes this might mean that our hamstrings or our hips are really tight, or we need to strengthen a little bit more into our core. So we're going to work on some of that together. We're also going to work into our hips. If you'll notice, draw your hands behind your knees and cross your legs. If you find that your knees are up really high and you feel a pinching right here up at your hips, or it feels really tight on the outsides of your legs, it may be that the hips would benefit from a release. So we're going to work through that together. But first, we just send our legs out long and just notice where we're at. If you find that you are rounding a lot into the back, just take a block, place it underneath your hips to allow you to sit up tall. Another option is to take a bolster or pillow and place it under your knees, just to give your hamstrings a little bit of a break. Let's all inhale, sit up nice and tall. Notice the alignment of your spine. And then exhale, just allow your body to drape forward. Here, breathe in. Our goal is to draw our belly towards our legs. I would much prefer that than forehead or nose touching knees or shins. If you'll notice, I'm not protracting heavily from my shoulders and rounding forward from my back a lot. I lift my chest and I lean forward, trying to grow long from the spine and allowing some engagement of the back muscles in the legs. Let's take one more breath in, lengthen spine. One more breath out, release forward a little bit more. We'll inhale, we all come up to that seated position. Take your fingertips behind you, plant your palms in the mat. Take your heels as wide as the mat. Bend into your knees. Lift your chest. And then start to sway your knees from one side to the other. Notice the release of the hips here. Notice where it might feel tight. Notice what feels like a good sensation or what feels like a good stretch, a good release. And noting for yourself that if there's any posture, any movement that feels particularly good to you, that you would like to spend more time in, I encourage you to do that. Good. There we go. So we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's send our right leg long and bend into our left knee. So here you already might notice some stretch in the outer left hip and in the right hamstring. If this feels good to you, stay here. If you want to move a little bit more, turn to face your right leg. One hand on either side. Breathe in, notice long spine. Breathe out, lean forward, and allow your chest to move in the direction that your leg is extending toward. So really reaching for this alignment of the shoulders kind of straddling just as your arms are straddling. So you'll probably feel a nice stretch in the left side of your low back. You may also feel it in the right hamstring. Breathing deeply. Think softening into any spaces that feel tight or tense. Let's take one more inhale together. And one more exhale to fully release. Let's inhale, sit up nice and tall. Good. We'll release this hip flexor by placing our left hand behind our left hip. Come up onto your left knee, right heel, and then reach your right arm up and back. Good. And when you're ready, come on down. We'll take our right hand over towards our left knee. Take your left fingertips behind you. On your inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, twist over towards your left. Keep both hips firmly planted into the earth, into the mat, the surface beneath you. Maybe gently draw chin towards left shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. Not using the hands to pull, but just there as gentle support so the muscles can soften and release. Let's inhale, come back through center. Good. Exhale, right hand stays towards left shin. And we'll inhale the left arm, this time up and over. Now we're reaching for that right foot, but it takes a long time to be able to get all the way down there. So if your arm's just right here, that's a good place to start. So reaching over, opening still more through the left side waist, left hip. Almost trying to spiral your heart towards the sky, and notice my shoulders are stacked. I'm not rounding or caving into my chest. Always looking for opportunities to increase the space where we can take in air. Okay, let's all take one more breath in together. Good, and exhale. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, release forward. Good. You can come down to your forearms if you like. If it's available, you could come all the way down to your forehead. But if you're up on your hands, just leaning forward a little bit, this is good. We're just looking for a little bit of a stretch for the low back, more into the right hamstring, right inner thigh. Very good. Let's walk ourselves back. We're going to lean forward. Try to draw your left knee underneath your left hip. Okay, send your right leg straight out to the side. We'll inhale the arms up. Good. Exhale, hinge the hips back. And breathe. Really try to sink this right hip down. You can keep the blade of the foot reaching towards the mat, or you can allow the toes to lift up. So one is going to be more of a stretch for the hamstring. The other is going to reach into the outside of the ankle, and you'll feel it more along the sides of the leg. On your inhale, press into the hands, lift up, walk both knees underneath your hips, and you can send your legs back to shake them out if you like. We'll all send our hips back towards our heels for a child's pose. So a nice neutral child's pose. You can let your forehead come all the way down to the mat. Take a breath in here. Take a breath out. On your inhale, press into the mat. Start to glide forward. Draw your chest towards your hands and release your chest right in between your thumbs. Your whole body long on the mat. Press down through the tops of the feet. On your inhale, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your elbows. Start to lift your forehead, chin, and chest. Hovering here in low cobra. Nice back engagement. Good. Let's breathe in here. Exhale, release all the way down. On your inhale, tuck your toes under. Press your body up to hands and knees, that tabletop posture. Keep your toes tucked. Shift your hips back. Release your chest down, keeping your hips nice and high with the toes tucked. Feeling this shoulder stretch, shoulder release. Also a nice release for the glute, the low back, and the hips and hamstrings. Good job. We'll inhale to press up. And then cross your ankles or sit back on your heels for that seat again. This time we'll extend the left leg out and we'll draw the right heel in. So just notice where you're at here. Notice if both hips can touch the mat. Let's turn our body to face our left leg, trying to have our shoulders frame that leg just like our hands. And then release forward as you exhale. Breathing in, we lengthen the spine. Breathing out, we fold forward. So notice your inhales, notice your exhales, and my outer hips are tight. So you might even see yours just like mine. That right knee tries to draw up. Soften the outer hip flexor. Release through the right side of the back to allow it to relax down. Keep breathing in fully. Keep breathing out fully. Let's take one more breath in together. Full release exhale. Very good. Inhale, come all the way up. This time, place your right hand behind your right hip. Press up onto your right knee, left heel. Reach the left arm up and back. Let your hips come forward. Let your chest hang high, head can hang back. And just breathe into the front of the hips. You can make this as big or as small, as deep or as mellow as feels good to you. And you can stay here longer. One more breath in. Exhale, release back down to your hips. Good, finding your comfortable kind of posture. Let's take the left hand over towards the right knee. Right hand again behind our hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, start to twist. So again, always noticing, trying to keep both hips evenly down, focusing on the length of our spine, and not needing to pull with our arms, but just having our fingertips either on the floor, on our body, wherever they need to be, to just support the full release of our muscles so we can stretch. Let's take one more breath in together. Exhale to release forward. Now we'll take our left hand to our right shin and reach the right arm up and over. Reaching all the way over for that left leg. Maybe feeling a nice stretch in the side body here. Again, remembering to keep the chest open and broad, almost spiraling the heart up towards the sky. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Let's take one more breath in together. Good. Exhale, release. Very good. We'll cross at our ankles. Yeah, cross at our ankles, or just walk your right knee underneath your right hip. So however you want to get up into this gate pose is a good way for you to move into this pose. We're going to have our left leg extended out to the side, toes pointing forward. Palms on the mat to allow a nice flat spine. We breathe in, and then we exhale, release our right hip back to our right heel. Good. So if you pressed the blade of the foot into the mat on the other side, do that again. If you allow the toes to draw up, do that on this side as well. See if you can do the same thing that you did on the other side, just to create more balance and be consistent. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Let's take one more breath in and one more breath out. Flare the fingers wide, press into the hands. Walk both knees underneath the hips. And again, we'll press the hips back towards the heels, softening into the child's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in and one more breath out. We press into our hands, lift ourselves up, and then get your feet out in front of you in a nice wide V. Now find yourself in a wide V with your legs that you can comfortably sit up in. If your legs are so far apart that you find yourself rounding back that you need something to hold on to, let your legs come a little bit towards each other. We want to be able to comfortably sit up. If you need props, either under the knees or under the hips to allow you to sit up, let yourself do that. On your inhale, sitting up nice and tall, bringing awareness to the hips, to the pelvis. Try to flare your tailbone. Almost flare it out behind you. Lift the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, slide the hands between your legs and release forward. You might come to your forearms. You might stay on your fingertips. You You might come all the way down to your forehead. Wherever you find yourself tonight is where you're supposed to be. So see if you can release any of the judgment about what your body is telling you is your stopping point, and see if you can find your stopping point and work with your body from there. So the best way I can explain for clients and students to know where their stopping point is, you've gone too far if you're having trouble breathing. So if you're finding that you need to hold your breath, back out until you can allow a comfortable breath in and out of your body. And then once the sensation decreases, you can take another breath and allow yourself to move forward. So come back out a little bit until your breathing is regulated, and then allow yourself to move forward. So let's take one more breath in here, and one more breath out. Very good. Inhale, lean back. We'll give the hamstrings a break, hips a break here. Let your feet straddle your mat, lean back, and again, we'll do those windshield wipers of the knees. Back and forth, side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Very good. Let's sit up tall. Let's take our left shin, place it along the side of our mat facing me, and then our right shin along our side. So we're creating like kind of one side of a box. So there's the front of the box with our left shin in front of us, and then one side of the box almost with our right shin alongside of us. Now, sitting up like this in itself may be hard. Our work is to encourage this right hip down towards the mat. It's a nice stretch for the outer hip. We're also trying to allow the left knee to release down towards the floor. To protect your knees, you can keep a nice flex in your feet. So the flex is when it's pointed away, opposite of the extension of your leg. So breathing in, breathing out. Eventually your hip will be all the way to the floor and you can sit up nice and straight. Again, having the left shin parallel to the side of the mat and the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Let's all inhale our arms up and then exhale, twist over to your left. Try to keep your right hip down and walk your hands out as far as you can, receiving a twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Let's walk your hands back towards your midline. And then let's take our right hand on our right shin, and we'll inhale our left arm up and over. Again, sinking that right hip down towards the mat, sinking the left knee down towards the mat. Now feeling a stretch here through the left side of the body. Keeping your chest square towards the front, towards me. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll release this hip. Breathing in. Let's release the left hand down. Now reach the right arm up. Press into your left hand. Lift that hip up now. Send your hips up and back. One more breath in. Exhale, release down. Good. We'll inhale with the left hand by your side. Reach the right arm up and over. Now try to create some length here. So we're reaching up with the right arm, but we're reaching down with the right hip. So really opposing the directions that we're drawing. Take one more breath in and release down. Good. Let's switch to the other side. So you can send your feet forward and twist around, or you can just flip-flop around. Whatever is easiest for you. allow that, but we'll go right into the other side. Our hips are super connected and work together in that way. So first, allowing that left hip to just come down, and then just noticing for yourself what side of your body is holding maybe a significant amount more tension. Do your hips feel pretty balanced, or do you feel significant differences between one side and the other? And this isn't for internal judgment or criticism. It's just for our own internal awareness. So we have our left shin parallel to the back of the mat. We have our right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Soft flex in the feet. And just allowing that left hip to come down. Keeping that right knee down on the mat. Good. Now let's twist over to our right side. And then keep that left hip down. Walk yourself out as far as you can go. So for some reason, this side I can go a little further. There can be all kinds of reasons for that. Maybe we favor one side. Maybe there's an injury. I think sometimes I create some imbalances from driving. Maybe we prefer one side to sleep on. So there can be all kinds of reasons for why one side of our body holds more tension than the other. Let's take one more breath in. And one more breath out. Walk yourself up. Still allowing that hip down. Good, good, good. Left hand on left shin. We'll inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Good. Feel this right side body stretch. Breathing. This is my really tight side. Breathing. One more breath in, friends. One more breath out. Let's release the right hand right behind the right hip. We'll release that left hip. Send your hip up. Left arm up and back. Breathe into the body. Feel this nice release here. Good. One more breath in. One more breath out. And come back to your seat. Nice. Now, we're going to take our right hand down by our side. And then keeping that left hip down, let's reach the left arm up. Lift and lengthen through the waist, through the side body. Continuing to draw the left hip down. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Good. Let's send both feet out in front of us towards the top of our mat. And then just notice for yourself, after we've stretched a little bit into the hamstrings, some into the back, a little into the hips, is it any easier for you to sit up with your legs extended long? We'll inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, release yourself forward. Inhale to lengthen spine. Exhale, fold deeper. We're just here for one more breath. Breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Good job. Let's sit up nice and tall. Staff pose to improve our posture. Find the heels of your hands and place them down by your side. I want a nice long line from your shoulder through your elbow all the way down to your wrist. First, trying to press the heels of our hands down into the mat. Imagining you're drawing your tailbone down, but almost flaring it out, like I mentioned before. Root up through the crown of your head. Draw space and length through the front of your chest. And then engage your belly. Think in and up with the belly. So in and up. And then allow the ribs to contract around the organs. Engage the whole abdominal wall. So we're pressing down with hands with tailbone. We're lifting in and up with belly, with ribs. We're pressing open with our chest. We're reaching up with our crown. If you want to add on, engage the legs, float your ankles off the floor, and extend through your toes. Breathe in, staff pose. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're doing so nice. One more breath in, my friends. And one more breath out. Good. Soften through the body. We'll inhale fingertips to horizontal. Exhale, retract the shoulder blades into the spine. Sitting up nice and tall. Just round your tailbone forward. Now noticing the tailbone forward starts to create this rounding in the low back. Gently release the back of the hips down towards the mat. Try to come down one vertebrae at a time. Releasing all the way down to the floor. Once you're down on the floor, let's inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead and create a full body stretch. So maybe point or flex your feet and then extend the heels away from the fingertips. And then extend the fingertips away from the heels. So fully stretching, maybe arching your back off the mat. Good. Let's exhale, pull our knees in towards our chest. Good. A little bit of abdominal work. Inhale, lengthen fingertips up overhead. Keep your heels floating off your mat. Maybe float your shoulders off the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, knees into the chest. We'll do that 2 more times. Nice and slow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze in. Slow and controlled. Inhale, extend. Squeeze, engage. Exhale, knees in towards the chest and release. Gentle sway side to side. Good. Let's release the feet down to the mat. And we'll release the knees out wide. Let the hands rest down by your side, palms face up. Now broaden and expand through the chest. Relax the back of the shoulders down onto the earth. If the hips are feeling like they've had a lot of work done to them today, you can take blocks, some towels or pillow cushions underneath your outer thighs to just close the gap between the floor and the leg. So maybe you'll stay here, maybe you want to close your eyes. Here we're in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. If you would like to work into the mobility of your overhead and your shoulder, your chest, let's make floor angels together. So your palms are face up down by your side. We'll inhale, extend the arms out, keeping the backs of the hands as close to the mat as you can, or close to the floor as you can, I should say. And then reach the arms up and overhead. Allow the shoulders to soften down. Try to continue to draw the ribs in and draw the arms up and overhead. Okay, extend down, create your wings, going nice and slowly. You'll find certain spaces, maybe when your arms are out wide or you start to lift them up and overhead, feel particularly sticky. You might feel this tension, a sensation in the forearms. You might feel it in the chest. You can allow yourself to stay in one space for a breath or two, if that's somewhere that you'd really like to open and release into, or you can just keep moving nice and slowly. Just think reaching your fingertips as far away, as far out wide and away from your body as possible. Breathing fluidly and moving fluidly. Let's do 2 more of these together. We're releasing in the shoulders, the chest, even into the biceps, the triceps. Good, let's breathe. Here's one last time together, but you can always do these more if you like. Good, exhale, release your hands down by your side. And then bring your hands to your outer thighs and draw your knees close towards each other like a book. Pull your knees into your chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. So good. Inhale, extend your left leg long. Let it release all the way down to the mat. Pull your right knee up and almost towards your armpit. If it feels good, you can grab underneath your right thigh. So left leg is long, relaxed on the mat. Try to keep your shoulders, your head, your neck relaxed down. We're releasing here through the left hip flexor. We're also getting a stretch into the right glute. If you extend your leg really far into the right hamstring. Let's take one more breath in together. And then take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Release your right arm by your side. Maybe keep your gaze towards your right fingertips and then let your right knee cross all the way over to your body. Let your right back of your hip lift. Keep your right shoulder on the mat and feel this twist. Instead of really trying to pull with the left hand the inside of the right knee over, let your hips become stacked and draw your right shoulder down towards the mat. Almost try to allow the back of the right rib cage back down towards the mat. Twisting. One more breath here. And then draw the right knee back in towards the chest. We'll release both shoulders back to neutral. Let's inhale, extend the right heel high. Exhale, release. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Last time here. Inhale, extend and hold. Maybe point and flex through your right ankle, right toes. Maybe circles with your right ankle if it feels good. You can reverse the direction of the circles if you like. Good. And then go ahead and release the right foot back down to the mat. Now you can let the right knee fall out to the side for a little bit of a right inner hip stretch, inner thigh stretch. Or if something a little deeper would serve you, you can bring the blade of the right foot onto the left thigh. Then just soften both hips down, trying to draw the right knee down towards the earth. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in, my friends. And one more breath out. We'll draw the right knee back up towards the ceiling, planting the right foot into the mat. And then bend the left knee, plant it into the mat. Let's neutralize the spine. Palms face down. Take a breath in, feel your whole back into the mat, and then just tilt your tailbone up to the sky. As you exhale, drive through the heels, toes stay light, and lift your hips. Notice a lifting through the front of the body, tailbone tilting up. Squeeze your knees together because they may want to float out wide. Take one more breath in. Tailbone stays tilted up. Release your spine down one vertebrae at a time. Good, let's go ahead and hug our knees into our chest. Very nice. Inhale, send this time your right leg long. Good. You can grab underneath your left thigh, or you can grab on top of it, but really try to try to allow the left kneecap almost in towards the left armpit. Relax the right hip down onto the mat. Feel the opening through the right hip flexor. Breathing here. Good. Let's allow one more breath in and one more breath out. We'll release the left hand from the back of the left leg. Take the right hand over to the left outer knee. Left arm goes out to the side. We're going to let our left knee cross our body just like we did on the other side. Stack your hips, so right hip on top of left, and really try to encourage that left shoulder down to the mat. So left knee doesn't have to touch the floor. We don't have to really pull. But we keep allowing this twist to take place from the left hip away from the left shoulder. Let's take one more breath in, my friends, and one more breath out. We'll allow the left knee to come back through center. Let the shoulders both touch the mat. On your inhale, extend the left heel towards the sky. Left toes towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knee. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Good job. You can release the left foot inside of the right thigh, or you can place the blade of the foot on top of the right thigh. And then gently release the left knee out to the side. Feel this inner thigh stretch. Front of the hip flexor stretch. Breathing in here. And breathing out. Good. Let's all breathe in together to release that left foot up. Plant the foot. Plant the right foot. We'll release both feet up towards the sky. You can take your hands on your body. And then soften into the legs. Let the legs dangle up towards the sky just like this. Nice and soft and gentle. If you're close to a wall and would like the back of your legs to be supported against the wall, you can do that. Maybe close your eyes here and just breathe. This is technically an inversion because our feet are up over our head. And so a full 2 minutes of this inversion type posture, unless a doctor has indicated that this isn't good for you, is a really great way to help encourage an improvement in circulation. This posture in particular is really great for lowering anxiety. It's very beneficial for proper blood pressure. And it also can help to alleviate or assist if you suffer from insomnia. You can stay in this posture if you like. Or perhaps you'll choose to release your knees into your chest, your feet down to the floor, taking any final movements that feel good to you. And then sending your legs long, sending your arms out by your side, softening into the whole body. Completely surrendering into your mat. Closing down your eyes. And coming back to your natural, your normal breath. Lying down on your mat, let everything in your body soften. Lying down on your mat, allow yourself to notice if there are still thoughts going on in your mind. See if you can reconnect to that awareness we started our practice with of our breath. Can you allow yourself, if focusing on the breath is not bringing you into the present moment, can you allow yourself to connect to what your senses are identifying in this moment? Noticing the sound of my voice, noticing the music you might hear, noticing the sensation of the texture of the mat underneath your body, noticing the temperature of the air in the room, noticing any colors or shapes you might see from behind your eyes. Noticing any smells that might be in the room where you are. Gently reminding yourself that any thoughts that are coming into your awareness, that are vying for your attention, maybe what you have next this evening, the rest of this week or this month, gently remind yourself that you can set those things off to the side for just a few more minutes to allow your whole mind, all your stresses, all your duties, your obligations, all the roles you serve. You can set those off to the side for just a moment. Also allowing yourself to connect to how your body's feeling. Because this may have been the first time today that you noticed how you were breathing. That you noticed how your body was feeling. That you identified sensations your body was trying to use to communicate with you. It is a skill to set things off to the side and to increase our discipline, to let go of distractions, and to prioritize our mental health, our physical health, and our emotional health. One of the ways we do that is by unrolling our mat and sitting on it. Turning on a guide to help you through an hour of yoga. But the other thing that we can do is try as much as we can to stay present during our closing, our breathing, our resting shavasana. But if I left you with anything tonight, the biggest thing I would like you to know is that I am so grateful for how you've carried on this year. And I'm so inspired by all the stories I hear, and that I just get to be a part of your evening, that whatever you've been through, that you're still here and you're still doing what you can to care for your body. Bring yourself back to awakening in a way that feels good to you. And I thank you all so much for joining me. I'm Kylan, here with Cooper Life Fitness. I hope you all have a happy holidays. Thank you so much. and namaste.